Gachiakuta is garbage. That's what the story is about, garbage. It's actually pretty alright so far. It literally translates to utter garbage or serious garbage. And to be fair, the garbage is pretty serious. Reminds me of certain zombie movies. And just like zombie movies, the people are the real problem, not the serious garbage, which kind of reminds me of real life as well. We're starting off a little late here, episode 5, so let's see if we can't give a quick, crisp review of what's happened so far. Rudo, our protagonist, lives in a society that prioritizes cleanliness over all things, so much so that they have a big hole that they throw anything that they consider unclean into. So, baby that craps itself into the hole. Old people that starts giving off that old people smell into the hole. Anything actually that they consider trash into the hole. And I don't think they pay a lot of attention to what they throw into the hole. But then again, we know a lot of people like that, don't we? I don't think the society has like beaches. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would do to them? Anyway, Rudo is a unique personality. He sees the potential in the trash being thrown away, and he just can't stand it. Not that it really matters, because one day Rudo comes home to see his adopted father being murdered to death, and he gets framed for it. And then, as you guessed it, into the hole. So now that Rudo's in the hole, he'll do everything he can to crawl out of the hole and take revenge on the person who killed his father figure. But those are ambitious goals. For anything ambitious or slightly ambitious or just being alive, just to be alive, he's gonna need a job, right? That's where he meets Engine, a cleaner, a kind of person that fights the sentient garbage. Right, I forgot there's sentient garbage. That's supposed to be the main antagonist of this series. But, zombies, we know who the main antagonist is. So how it works is you have a thing, you find it useful, therefore there is an emotional energy that flows into it. You eventually throw it away, it mixes with other things that were thrown away and the other emotional energies that were in things that thrown away, and bada boom, you got a monster. But if you keep something and take care of it and grow an emotional attachment to something, it can become a weapon that you can use to fight these emotional energy trash creatures. Or, fight anything. You can fight puppies, whatever you want. Usually people only have one mental health comfort weapon, but because Rudo sees value in all things, his gloves can turn anything into a weapon, which makes him unique, as well as the red eyes. So Rudo has fallen in with the cleaners, a colorful gallery of characters, in hopes of joining their ranks and using his position to one day find out how to crawl out of the hole and get his revenge. And I think we're basically up to date. So we start off with Rudo feeling a little down in the dumps, because ironically, although he sees value in all things, he's having a tough time finding value in himself, because he has yet to understand how to control his powers and feels like a liability when they're fighting the garbage monsters. But thankfully, he has Thomas Wayne / Jason Todd over here, because obviously this guy is either gonna die or turn evil. He is too nice of a character and too level-headed. I don't see him continuing just the same throughout the story. But yeah, he comes in and just gives Rudo some great advice, gets him up and going at the very least. Just in time too, because the cleaners got a new mission. Someone has been taken by one of the garbage monsters and needs some rescuing, but it's not just anyone, someone from outside the hole, which is of great interest to Rudo. So they go off to rescue this person, but surprise, surprise, it's a trap laid by dun people. Now, I might have been taking the piss a little bit, but it is a pretty decent show. I can appreciate it. It hasn't blown my mind as yet, but I can appreciate the good points and the stuff it's trying to do, especially like the morals it's trying to impart. Like at the start, where the cleaners and Mr. Soon to be dead or turned evil tried to tell Rudo, and I might be reading a little bit into this, but they try to tell him, you might not like where you are right now, but you just need to accept that you are there and even try to enjoy it, because you won't be there for long. If you keep focusing on the bad parts of it, you're going to miss a lot of good things that pass you by. And when it is time to move, because you are focusing on the bad stuff, you might not move at the direction that you want to. Keep going further back instead of looking forward, is what I think a part of the moral is at the start of this episode. And it does work on Rudo. He does still choose to go on this mission despite feeling that he's a liability to the mission. So he is moving forward realistically, because he still doubts himself a little while moving forward. As for stuff like the action, I think it's pretty decent. I usually divide anime action into two types. You have the flashy action, where it's usually just CQC, where nothing actually is going on, it just looks pretty, and actual action where you can see the strategies implemented by each person that changes the flow of the fight and the chances of winning for each person. And I think this show does the latter pretty well so far. So, once again, haven't seen anything that blows my mind, but the action is entertaining enough that I'm like, I'm enjoying this. I'm not falling asleep. What kind of blows my mind is the audio. The OST, everything sound related, I love it. If I close my eyes and don't watch it at all, just listen to it, but ignore the dialogue, this could easily be mistaken for like a Devil May Cry anime, but a good one, which is not a lot of. And that's the kind of vibe that the cleaner crew that we've gotten to know so far carries. You can't tell me that Devils Never Cry wouldn't go well with this anime, or Limp Bizkit's Rollin'. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 5, and the episode's up to 5 so far, so let's hope episode 6 and forward gets even better. Maybe blows my mind in some way. Tell you what's not gonna blow my mind. What's gonna happen to Thomas Wayne.